welcome back for another video. Today, we're discussing the big question. Dun, dun, dun. Where are we with our flip phones? Although I don't know that a whole ton of people are asking that, I just figured we would make an update with what we have for our flip phones, where we are. But first, I wanted to address some of the questions that we've gotten, and I did try to answer most of these right on directly on the comments themselves. This may go rough because Isaac is not home, and it's just me and the baby, and he doesn't understand why he can't touch all the things that I'm trying to record with. So we're gonna try this again, but I'm gonna address some of the comments that had questions. So one is, can you take pictures with the phone and then turn them into your background or your wallpaper? Yes, you can. You can do that. Also, another question. So there's another question about group texting. I did not have any issues with group texts myself, and I did use another question was about what service provider we use. We use Mint Mobile. I don't know if different service providers would give different results on group texting. I don't know that part, but I know that at least I did not have issues with group texting. No. It's good. And there's another question about a browser. There is no browser on this phone. None. Okay. All that being said, I think that's all there were for questions that had come up in the comments for the flip phone. So I'm gonna. Oh, he's touching it. Don't touch. Don't touch. It'll fall over and go splat. Oh goodness, now he thinks it's funny. That's not good. Alright, I've got my handy dandy index card. You know me at this point. I like my index cards. Anybody who's on my channel and actually following my channel knows that I like my index cards, right? Alright, so let's talk about the flip phone, where we are now. Are we still using the flip phones? Have we gone back to smartphones? Well, I'm sad to say we did go back to the smartphones. We've turned our flip phones off for now. So anybody who hasn't followed our channel, if you're just following the flip phone series, maybe it doesn't play music. I think it's also dead. Well, there goes the flip phone. It'll probably be his someday anyway, so it's fine. And it's off. It's dead right now. Anyway, but those of you who have been following our channel, you know that we moved. And it was a big move. We moved from Massachusetts to North Carolina. And so with that, we had a lot of... What are you doing? We had a lot of big decisions to make, and we were struggling with the phone situation because it's gonna be a 14-hour drive, and we were gonna need the GPS, and we were just like, it's just not realistic. Plus the traveling back and forth. I was in a wedding also, so I was gonna have to be flying back and forth. And so with plane tickets and the GPS, we just decided that it was for our best interest, at least at this point in time, to switch back to the smartphones. Also, another couple things is that Isaac did not like the flip phone, which actually I saw that one of you in the comments said, they were like, yeah, the husband's gonna switch anyway. Yeah, he did not really care for the flip phone much. I think specifically, thank you. This is what we switched to now, guys. No, it was a gift. It was a gift from one of the grandparents. So he plays with that. Anyway, Isaac didn't like the flip phone because he still needed his smartphone anyways for work, so he had to carry both of them all day for work, and it ended up being more of an inconvenience for him, where it could all be just on the one phone, because he still has to use Teams, and he uses the phone to check in for work, to clock in and all that. So for him, it was a major inconvenience at work. Also, photos and videos. I don't have a recording camera. I just use my smartphone camera because we can't afford to get a video camera. I don't make money on YouTube, so I have no way of justifying buying a camera. If someday I make money on YouTube, I'll get a camera and maybe it'll be different. But right now, my phone is kind of my my recording tool. So then I also end up carrying my phone around with me everywhere, which in some cases could be good too. The flip phone has a hotspot on it, specifically for that. So like you can carry your smartphone around. So if you're out in public and you need it, like to get access to the internet or to get access to like a pay to park thing on your phone, you can turn the hotspot on. Oh, he figured out how to turn it on. How did you do that? Anyways, for those reasons, is kind of why we went back to smartphones. However, I will say I don't regret our time with the smartphone either. It was very valuable. One is when we did switch back to the smartphones, we both had more self-control with how much time we were spending on them. So it allowed us to be more present with our son, and it allowed us to be able to spend more time in Bible study and doing things that matter to us. And so that was a huge help, because it does kind of force you into self-control and putting limits, because there's nothing on there for you to do. You can't sit and scroll for hours. So for that purpose, I would say that it was totally worth it, because it helped us to gain that self-control that we didn't have before. Helps to spark creativity. So during that time, I wrote a lot more songs than I typically would. Anyways, sorry, I get distracted because he gets into things. But during that time, I wrote a lot more songs than I would have. I had a lot more time to spend on my schoolwork. I just had more time to do things that mattered. I was more productive. And it's not that I had more time, it's just that I was forced to use it wisely, I guess, if you will. So I would say that it was worth it to go on the flip phone. What are you doing? Are you talking on the phone? So I would say that it was a valuable experience. So, that being said, is buying the Sunbeam flip phone worth it? Or would buying just a regular cheapo flip phone from like Walmart or something do the trick? So the question for that, it depends on who you are, what you have for tools, and just your preferences. So like some questions you might want to ask when determining that is, do you have like a camera, a video camera, if that's something important to you, or a regular camera or anything like that? If you don't have a camera, then you would definitely want to invest in a phone that has a camera, or you're going to end up having to carry your smartphone with you anyways, because that's going to be your camera. This one, I will say the Sunbeam does have a camera. You can't do anything with it necessarily. So regardless of whether or not you bought this one or a cheapo one that doesn't have a camera, hey, you don't need that. Thank you. You would still have to either buy a camera or bring your smartphone. So I would say that part doesn't necessarily matter, because the Sunbeam, you know, the camera, it can only go so far. Do you have a GPS? So if you have like a physical GPS in your car or something like that, you don't have to get a flip phone that has a GPS. If you don't have another way of GPS, this flip phone does have Waze for free built in. So that is a added bonus. It's just on a small screen, so you have to get used to that, which Isaac did not like at all. It didn't bother me so much, but honey. Oh, yeah. So the GPS thing, if you have another way of using GPS, you don't have to buy a fancy phone with a GPS. If you're still planning to bring your smartphone with you regardless anywhere, I think this is your only option for a flip phone that has a hotspot. I will say that. So also, are group chats important to you? I don't know about all flip phones in group chats. You'd have to look into that. But this one, at least for me, did fairly well with group chats. I mean, it's obviously not as fancy and well put out as the smartphone group chats would be. But it still does the trick. You get all the messages, and then, you know, you just don't get the fancy picture of all the people involved. So those being said, it really depends on your preferences and what tools you already have in your tool belt. Getting a phone like this is very high end. It has a lot of perks to it. But if you're content to just do texting and calling and you don't need all the bells and whistles, a cheapo phone is definitely gonna be your best bet. This is a great phone, but if you don't need the fancy functions, you know, you might be able to find something cheaper that's a good option for you as well. So, I'm not sponsored by Horizon Sunbeam flip phones at all. Not sponsored. But I do want to take a quick second to share with you, like 1 minute, just 1 minute of your time to share with you Layla Rose hair clips. So, I don't know, hopefully you can still see that pretty well. But I have a hair clip. I go on my channel, I have a lot of different demonstrations of how to use them, so I won't take up your time right now. But it's a hair clip, and I've been wearing their hair clips for 9 years now. They also have hair sticks and all kinds of other things that you can do with your hair. But I usually just do the hair sticks and the hair clips like this. And so they're made of metal. They last forever. The ones that I have had for 9 years still hold up just as well. And they look just as new as my other ones. They're not like the typical plastic claw clip that will break on you. So, you know, the value of buying one that's metal will last you a lot longer, and it's flat, so like you can in a car actually sit back and not have the big plastic claw clip just in the way. It's uncomfortable, you know. So I will put a link in the description for you to go check out that my affiliate link. I do get a small commission if you do purchase anything at no expense to you. Lovey, what are you doing? Sorry, I got distracted again. 'Tis the life of the 1-year-old. Come here. Come here. Anyways, I will put a link in the description so you can check out what they have on the website. And also, if you want to know more, feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have a lot of videos about hair clips, and also send questions. And questions are more than welcome. So, that being said, I don't need to take up more of your time. I think I've answered everything that needs to be answered at this time. Any of the questions, and we're not currently using the flip phones. However, I still hold on to them because if my phone ever dies, I'm probably not going to buy another smartphone, at least not right away. So we'll have these also, you know, if they last that long, if carriers still allow for flip phones to be used. If we don't all switch to eSIMs by then, our kids can use them too. So we're still gonna hold on to them, and they're still gonna get used. So there's that. I hope this was, not that it was necessarily probably helpful, but that just kind of gives you an idea of where we are with the flip phones. We stopped using them. However, I would say it was worth it to go on the digital detox. And we'll probably do something like that again in the future. So, there you have it, guys. All right. And stay tuned for, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because I have an exciting video coming out. I still don't have a date for it yet because I haven't finished recording it. It's kind of like a super exciting update video. So, there's quite a few things that we'll talk about. Just where we are in life and exciting things that are happening, that have happened with the move, with all the, there's all kinds of stuff. So, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you soon. Bye! All that in mind, thank you. Did you look at that? Huh? Stylish. Stylish. Yeah?